Once again, to Tailor the Tape, brought to you by Gym Bag Entertainment. And this is your Combat Sports Show by guys that love combat sports. As always, it's your host, Craig, here with my co-host.
Your pulverizing podcaster of premonitions.
Wow. You went all out for that one.
Yeah,
huh?
a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. I was feeling the P when I was writing it.
Feeling the P?
The letter. Like it just kind of kept going.
No doubt. All right.
And who said I can't do 3 words?
I mean, you could do 10 words if you want.
There ain't no rules to that.
Damn right. All right, so we got a jam-packed show again for you today. We're going to start off by reviewing the ONE FC Fire and Fury Pacio versus Silva.
Yeah, Paggio.
Yeah. All right, to start off this fight in the bantamweight division, we have Kwan going up against Shoko Sato.
Yeah,
Shoko Sato.
Shoko Sato. Kwan I liked his striking right off the bat. He had a nice sharp right hand.
Yep.
You know, the lead in right hand. But that was it.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't do anything else. And, Shoko figured that out pretty quickly. He started smothering him with some kicks, put some combos on him, got a nice takedown, and, gets on Kwan's back, and Kwan puts both hands on the fence to try to stand up, and leaves the neck wide open, and deep rear naked choke by Shoko Sato.
I love what Shoko Sato did here because he knew that when it came to the striking game that Kwan was going to have the upper hand.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, let me just take this opportunity to eliminate that from your game.
Yeah, and he didn't just shoot in for a reckless takedown, though, either. He brawled him a little first, like, okay, you got precision striking, I'm going to brawl you, get this takedown, and then once he got his back.
Oh, it was over. And I mean, you said you got it in, but it was super duper, like arm all the way back, could not fight for the hands.
Because like I say, he put both hands, palms on the fence to pick himself up, and
terrible decision.
Sato sunk that arm in so deep.
Yeah, can't leave your neck wide open, ladies and gentlemen.
That was bad.
All right, and then in the featherweight Muay Thai, Pech Yindi going up against Momotaro.
Yeah, great fight here.
Yeah, excellent Muay Thai competition.
Fantastic. Round 1, Pechdam with just power kicks. That's about a little all he had at first, but Momotaro throwing hands. He clearly looks to be the bigger fighter, the bigger upper body. He's got plenty of power over Pechdam. You could tell with the punches.
Super explosive.
I like the side kicks and the little flick kicks that he was throwing, just to pretty much keep Pechdam away. I think he needed to do that a lot more, honestly. Every time they ended up in the clinch, he was throwing Pechdam down. He had 3 good dumps in that round. But Pechdam started countering a little bit in late first round. And he started a little slow, is pretty much all I think with Pechdam. Momotaro with a good first round, he gets that one for sure. 10-9 in my book. They don't read numbers on the scorecards, and I didn't like that, so I put some numbers. Round 2, the body kick for Pechdam starts working. Yeah. He had a super power roundhouse with that left leg. Momotaro still trying to close the distance with punches, but Pechdam was much better on the entry. He's landing little elbows and punches before they clinch, and he didn't care about getting dumped. He didn't care about giving up the underhook and getting thrown. It was all
about the end game.
Yeah, because Momotaro would have to eat 2 or 3 strikes in order to get that position to throw him down. So Pechdam was like, I'd rather have the knees and the elbows land. So that was the story of the second round, and Pechdam took that one pretty clear. He was kicking Momotaro on the arms too a lot, and that had to hurt. I think that took away a lot of the punching, especially come the third round, because Momotaro's wearing down. You could tell the body kick's working, the knees are working. Petchdam had the superior clinch, and I think it's because he was fresher. He was ready to go a couple more rounds, and Momotaro was gassed out. He was framing him real nice and landing knees, pushing his head away. He couldn't dump him in the third round there, so it was all strikes from Petchdam, and that's what won him the fight. I think it was a unanimous decision in my eyes, but they gave it majority.
Oh, was it a majority? I thought they said unanimous. Also, majority decision.
Right.
I mean, I like this fight a lot. I agree. I agree with everything you said. Petchdam definitely start off slow, kind of reminiscent of like how Anderson Silva would do.
Right.
He takes the first round to learn his fighter and then that first round he figured him out. Second round comes in and he's ready for everything that Momotaro has to throw at him. Third round, Momotaro is just worn down, got nothing left in the gas tank, and Petchdam just takes full advantage of that.
Yeah, I think just outclassed him. He showed through, he lasted through whatever Momotaro had, and then started working the superior clinch and the power roundhouse. That was great striking for both of them. Yeah. I like the fact that they have clear different styles. Like the Japanese Muay Thai fighters always fight different like that, more of a boxing orientated style.
Kickboxing, yeah, that's what they were saying. I loved how that one thing I loved that Momotaro did was he threw in that the axe kick.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a highlight for sure.
A little movie pulled off there. All right, well then we move on to the featherweight division. Danny Kingad going up against Zaway.
Yeah, Zaway here and Danny Kingad. This is a flyweight division, I believe.
It's fly?
Yeah, featherweight. Oops. Featherweight's bigger.
Usually I write fly.
And featherweight in the one championship is actually 155 pounds, as we discussed with the crazy weight classes. So, yeah, these guys are definitely smaller than that.
Which makes a lot of sense.
135 here at flyweight for them. Yeah. Danny Kingad, the first round, the thigh kicks were serious, like digging him into the left thigh of Zaway. Zaway with a good kick catch, lands two right hands, pretty nice.
Almost looked like he was going to try and finish the fight right there.
Gets the guillotine on him. Kingad gets a nice slam to escape the guillotine.
Gets him,
picks him up, turns him.
One of those beautiful highlight slams.
Turns him to the side too, so he makes sure he doesn't go down on his own head. Yep. It was a smart move there. You could tell Zaway had a good strength advantage, and his wrestling was on point. But in that first round, the kicks of Kingad and kept the distance, and they were nasty. Some scrambling from Zaway to get away from Kingad after the slam. But, the kicks in the distance was round one. Round two, more of them kicks.
Was it the first round or the second round that Kingad got the full mount? I thought that was in the first round too, wasn't it? Because he got side control, jumped onto the full mount, and then Zaway just chucked him off and scrambled out.
I think that was after the slam, actually, on the guillotine attempt.
Because I was really impressed. You expect that type of stuff from this weight class, like the hardcore
fast scrambles.
But like he got full mount. You thought he was going to at least get some ground and pound,
right.
But as soon as he went for it.
That was another thing that showed Zaway's, grappling ability here. And I think these guys here at 135 could compete in the UFC. You know what I mean? They're definitely high-class MMA fighters all around, striking and grappling. Zaway got some work to do with his striking, but more kicks from Kingad. Good defense. Zaway gets a takedown with he had the underhooks forever on the cage, but couldn't do nothing with it. He was clearly stronger, but Kingad with good defense gets him to break it. The referee separates him. More kicks from Kingad. Third round.
You're talking about separates it from on the ground, right?
Yeah, he did drag him down.
He got him down to the ground, and what the part you might be missing is that he got him with a clear and obvious headbutt.
I thought that was the third round.
That was the third round?
I thought both of the fouls were third round.
Oh, you're right. Both fouls. Okay, all right, yes.
Within close timing of each other, the fouls. I must
have missed the first separation.
Once he finally gets something going for himself, he gets himself two fouls. He's got he had him down, but he gets a break just holding him. They separate him. He kicks him a little more. Round ends. The third round finally gets him down. and gets on top of Kinyead. I believe he was in the half guard, hits him with a headbutt, clear headbutt.
Like he went, like the announcers tried to say, oh, I don't think it was a blatant headbutt. He lifted his head up. He
winded his head.
And then turned it to him and smacked him in the face with it. I'm like, granted, it wasn't like a vicious headbutt, but a headbutt's a headbutt.
Right, absolutely. You know, he's scrambling though afterwards after he gives him time. You know, Zaway trying to do everything he can to get the grappling going. Yeah. Gets him down again. Gets him in a good position in the side control. You know, Danny Kinyead goes to scrambles. Zaway starts throwing the knees to trying to get him in the head, which is legal in the one championship, and needs him right in the back of the neck. Oh, you know, and Olivier Costa, the referee there, he's a good one over there. He's, you know, had enough of that, broke that up, takes a point from him. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he took a point.
Yeah,
I didn't see the point.
Takes away the position. You know, stands him up. He ends. I think he might have ended it. No. He didn't. He ended the fight with a couple kicks again, Danny Kinyead, and with Zaway pushing him against the fence, but gets a unanimous decision. You know, clearly.
See, I missed that last penalty. I thought it was a groin hit because I was looking down.
Yeah, knee to the back of the head on the ground, like to the neck.
The one thing I did notice though is the referees tell them though that strikes to the back of the head are okay.
No, not back of the head strikes aren't okay.
Oh, I swore he said back head strike. I swore the ref. I swore I've heard this more than once. Strikes to the back of the head are okay. No. Okay, good.
That's one of the rules. Even though you can knee to the head, you know, of a ground opponent, you can't soccer kick or stomp. So that's the only, you know, strike that you can do. So you can't like drop a knee down on the guy's face. You know what I mean? You could only do it from there in the side control, and I don't see how that's any more dangerous than a dude in the clinch standing up. You know what I mean? I don't see nothing wrong with that. But to the back of the head's no good. Kinyead was trying to go get up with his face down. He need him right in the base of the neck.
Ooh, and that's dangerous.
That was a point. He gave him his time to this ended up being kind of a long fight because of those two fouls. That was a long round.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Made it so I couldn't watch this next one. Yeah. In the lightweight division, Eduardo Foley going up against Peter.
Yeah, Peter. I think he was saying Peter.
Peter? All right, Peter Boyst.
Yeah, I like this fight quite a bit, actually. It
looked like it was going to be a good one, but I had to miss it to come get you.
This I kind of think was fight of the night because it was a little bit more competitive than the main event. Yeah. You know, round one, Peter Boyst, you could see right off the bat he's way taller, way longer than Foley, but Foley don't care. He's trying to come in with pressure right off the bat. And Boyst throws a nice high kick. Foley blocks it, but he's so long it wraps around the back of his head, makes him stumble a little bit. Yeah. Boyst goes to close in hard, and Foley throws a side kick right in the cup. Oh. Yeah. Like a side kick coming in too.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's tough.
Dropped him. Takes his time. You know, I think it's a technique that Foley uses a lot, the side kick, but you know. Boyst is so tall, you know, like it was meant for the stomach, but you know that's not where this dude's stomach is.
Nope.
So you know he takes his time, comes out. Foley gets a takedown, lands in side control. Boyst scrambles, leaves his head open. Guillotine attempt, pretty good. Because, you know, he starts rolling around, you know, feverishly to get out of it. Like, that's when you know it's like, oh, that's kind of tight. Yeah, yeah. Because they're doing everything to get out of it. Like when the arm bar's in there and they're trying to roll and roll. Yeah. It was one of those, but he escapes good. I had to call that, you know, pretty even because the kick and then the guillotine attempt, you know, the side kick, it's unintentional. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's a pretty even round. Second round, Boyst lands a good right hand. Foley's pushing him against the fence, grinding on him, landing some good dirty boxing. Boyst slips, actually, falls into his guard, and Foley escapes and gets on top. And then Boyst gets a nice triangle, but Foley Yang's shoulder was a little too out of it. You know, you really got to get the arm underneath the shoulder to sandwich it in. So he just had his head and arm sandwiched, you know, but it was kind of exciting for a minute. Switches, almost gets an arm bar out of it, but uses it to get on top smartly. Foley Yang was, you know, game, and they grappled around like lightweights for a while, and they started scrambling. He gets on top, lands a little ground and pound, but as the round ends, you know, and they separate him, Boost gets up looking kind of fresh, and Foley Yang sweaty and breathing heavy from that grappling exchange.
Put it all in there.
Round 3, Boost gets technique of the week here.
Okay.
I wish you would have seen this one. You might have to look up this.
I'm going to go home and watch it.
You might have to look up this highlight anyways. Foley Yang likes to throw the spinning attacks all the time. Spinning back kick, spinning back fist all the time. He throws deep leg kicks too. And he throws a big-time leg kick. Peter Boost lifts his leg over it instead of checking it. Sick. Like that right there was enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Foley Yang notices and spins all the way through with the kick and comes around with the mean left spinning back fist. Boost is watching it the whole time. So he lifts his leg all in the same motion. He lifts his leg over the kick and throws the right high kick over the spinning back fist. So this dude spun around with the spinning back fist and got clapped with a high kick. So he lifted, dodged the kick, and kicked him in the face and stumbled him. He had to retreat to the cage. Yeah, he survives it. They end up clinching. You know, he's pushing hard, trying to get something. Gets a crunch guillotine a little bit. Peter Boost, you know, is hurting him. They separate. Foley Yang gets a kick catch takedown, which is pretty good.
Okay.
I think Boost was a little too tentative. He could have probably finished him. You know, like he should have scrambled harder on the ground. It actually ended with Foley Yang on top, and he ends up with a split decision, Boost. And I think that's because of the pressure and the big leg kicks from Foley Yang. They consider damage quite a bit. You know, and he had position a lot, like in the grappling battle, Foley Yang, but the damage from that kick is a huge, like he kept saying internal damage is the second highest criteria. And he was like, you know, so if somebody's hurt to the body bad or to the leg, or if they're rocked clearly, that's internal damage, your equilibrium. Correct. And he was hurt. He was wobbled up. So he thinks...
I like that. I like that they go deeper into it.
Yeah, the commentator, like, he said, you know, that he thinks that won Peter Boost the fight for sure, the damage from the kick. I was like, the technique of the kick. Like, he spun around into it. Yeah, he got lucky. If it was harder, it would have put him to bed. It was cool. Now
we have the main event, the strawweight division. Joshua, say it again. Paggio. The C is a G. It don't make no sense. Joshua Paggio versus Alex Silva for the main event.
Yeah, for the strawweight title. Paggio, the strawweight champion. Great fight, honestly. These dudes, strawweight is 125 pounds, so this would be the UFC flyweight division. And you could see either of these dudes fighting with anybody in the top 3 in that division.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was impressive mixed martial arts. It's top class.
Yeah, I mean, from watching the one FC, at least in the MMA matchups, it's clear that they don't have scrubs.
Right.
And I don't want to call Bellator scrubs, but
this is above.
This is above Bellator.
Yeah. I mean, even the Foley Yang Peter Boost fight, like, you know, these guys would beat. You know, this is the lightweight division, which is 170 pounds. These guys would beat most of the welterweights on the Bellator roster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think Bellator would struggle against one.
Yeah, especially champion to champion.
Yeah, and I think you could have some good. I think there's cause for some good matchups between guys in one and guys in UFC.
I think the light heavyweight and middleweight champion, they're the champ in one. Song, whatever, the Filipino guy. I mean, he could make it a fight with John Jones, I think.
Really?
Like,
that's high praise.
Right, he could fight any top 5 in the UFC in the light heavyweight, and I wouldn't be surprised him beating him up. You know what I mean? Like, that man's a real deal.
That's dope. That's dope.
But Joshua Paggio here, too, definitely could compete with Benavidez. And this dude's 27 years old, Paggio. Still getting better all the time.
Still young.
Round 1, Alex Silva, said he was going to submit Paggio early. And he's a world champion jiu-jitsu guy. You can clearly believe it from him. But he's pulling guard right off the bat. He tried to pull guard. Paggio said, well, get out of here. He's failing takedown attempts. And the rest of the round was Paggio with measured, timed strikes. He probably landed one of everything. Beautiful knee to the chest when Silva came in. A beautiful jab, beautiful uppercut. A beautiful kick to the leg, beautiful high kick he landed at one point that glanced off the top of the head, just one at a time. And it was very smart that he set up the pace for a 5-round title fight.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? He said, this is the pace we're going to fight at, because this is the pace I want to fight at. Mm-hmm. And it was fantastic. Second round, Alex Silva comes out, different man. Gets a takedown right off the bat. Paggio reverses it. Oh, Paggio had a guillotine attempt in the first round, too. 10-8 round for Paggio. Clearly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Round 2, that's what I mean. Alex Silva, different man. This is an exciting fight. Mm-hmm. Gets him down with a takedown, but he's stuck in the guard. They get stood up. He gets him down again, and good escape by Paggio. They're starting to scramble. He's managing his energy, though, Paggio, and you see Alex Silva pushing hard, like trying to get a top position for a mount for an armbar or something.
Yep.
And he gets an arm triangle, which I thought, with the way that the highlights I watched of Alex Silva and the way they were talking about him in his last 2 submission victories, I thought Paggio was in a world of danger. I thought it was over. He mounts him, gets the arm triangle. Doesn't work over to the side control, doesn't try. He tries to just do what this dude did in the UFC recently and tried to push him down with the shoulder and just squeeze him. Paggio, great heart, not giving up. Gets out of it. Third round. Third round. Alex Silva, you can clearly tell he spent most of his energy in that second round, but I give him that round 10-9 for Alex Silva. I mean,
absolutely.
But he's trying to pull guard again. Paggio hits him with a great knee on the entry, clips him on the jaw, and he still pushes through it, gets him down. He ends up getting up. He lands a jab, uppercut. Paggio does a combination. Fantastic. Good takedown defense for the rest of the round. 10-9 Paggio. Round 4, failed takedown by Silva. He just goes to his back and he's fine with it. Paggio decides to keep top control, starts landing some strikes in the ground and pound. It's pretty nice. He's not worried about Silva at this point. He's got a busy guard. Silva, he's trying leg locks and stuff like that, getting nothing. So Paggio's confidence went through the roof.
Of course,
once they stood back up, he starts striking as he wants.
Yeah.
His favorite combination is clearly the left jab, right uppercut, landing it at will.
At will. Okay.
He lands the high kick glancing off the top of the head and lands the spinning back fist coming through after the kick. Lands both strikes. And after he lands the spinning back fist left hand, he takes one step back and pops another left hand and lands that too. It was a nice combination. Starts picking him apart. I would have gave it 10-8 but Alex Silva gets a nice double leg late in the round, ends the round on top. And in the last round, Alex Silva comes in for a double leg, gets hit with a jump knee.
Oh.
Right on the jaw. You've seen his legs go out and he goes down, but then pushes and drives through and gets the double leg.
Wow.
Great heart, great fortitude, but then he was stuck in his guard. I think he was also trying to recover.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
And Paggio scrambles up. They're fighting against the cage. Silva gets a single leg, so he gets, 2 takedowns. Yeah. And he's stuck in his guard until the end of the fight pretty much because he's spent, and both guys spent at that point. And, they count the takedowns pretty good in the submission, the top position, but they don't count, his lack of guard passing. Yeah. That doesn't give him much. So, but Paggio ends up with a split still somehow.
Split decision. So a ref gave Silva the fight.
Yeah, like
wow.
And I don't see that. Maybe the groundwork. I don't know though, because he's landing strikes every round, you know. And I don't know. I gave Paggio clearly 4 rounds to 1. You know.
Wow.
Silva gets that second round for me, but that's it.
Wow.
And yeah, Paggio's going to be around for a long time. Doesn't take much damage.
I love that moment.
Showed
when you have
great ground game against the world-class grappler.
Yeah, I love when you have a guy who's a world-class grappler going up against a guy with either really good takedown defense or good defense in the scramble, and then they get to that point where like it's desperation takedowns or like that fighter's confidence has jumped to a level that they're gonna bang on you because they're not worried if you take them down.
And that was him, you know, in the 3rd round. That was Silva, but then somehow in the 4th round, like he summoned something, you know, and then the 5th round, the same thing, summoned some more, like even though he was already clearly spent and was, you know, failing his takedowns, but then
he's a true fighter, true champion, even though he's not a champ. Like that's champion mentality. Like when you can find a way to continue on, I mean, that just makes me have a lot of more respect for him as a fighter.
Absolutely entertaining title match. You know, Paggio. That's a guy to watch. He's good.
Absolutely. I'll be watching that as soon as I get home.
And they got great light fighters, you know, guys in this like strawweight and the flyweight division, you know, so like there could be some good crossover fights, UFC. I think that would be the more likely weight classes, these light guys, you know.
Well, we'll see what happens in the future.
Good event.
All right, now on to the next event. UFC 247, Jones versus Reyes, Saturday, February 8th, 10 p.m. at the Toyota Center in Houston. We're going to start this off with the early prelims. Austin Lingo, 7-0, going up against the 7-2, Youssef Zalal.
This is cool. You know, they got to build up a lot of these young guys with this card, too. But I don't think we'll be upset by these debuting fighters. We got Austin Lingo here. It's his debut. Youssef Zalal, his debut. Youssef's most of his wins are on the ground. Austin Lingo's an all-around fighter, and he's got wins in every which way.
Really?
So I mean, and what's Youssef 7-2 and Austin 7-0?
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'm going with that win streak.
Yeah. I gotta go with the O. I always
7 fights in a row.
In the bantamweight division, Andre Ewell, 15-6, going up against the 11-2 Jonathan Martinez.
Yeah, Andre Ewell, 2-2 in the UFC. He lost his last one against Chito Vera. Chito's, you know, a beast. His fight on this card was canceled. I'm very upset about that.
Wait, Chito?
Marlon Vera, yeah.
Oh, he's called Chito?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And that upsets me.
That does upset me because when I saw this fight, I was like, it's going to be a good fight.
But yeah, Andre Ewell lost his debut, and then he had 2 in a row, and then Chito beat him last time. Jonathan Martinez, 2-1 in the UFC. He's on he's got 1 win streak here. Knee KO last against Ping-Yan Liu and that Korean card.
Yep. I like Andre.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he'll rebound. He's a long-range guy.
Isn't he also the protege of Daniel Cormier? Is that him?
Yeah, him and Bevon Lewis.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. In the bantamweight division, again, the main event of the early prelims, Domingo Pilarde, 8-2, going up against the also 8-2 Journey Newsome.
Yeah, we got a bunch of guys with, you know, records under 10 fights.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. You got to start your climb somewhere. Domingo Pilarde was on the contender, but he lost his debut last fight to Felipe Colares. Felipe Colares, we just saw last event fight Montel Jackson and get pulverized for 3 rounds.
Man,
that was incredible. But so that says something because that guy was a little unskilled. I don't know about Pilarde. Journey Newsome, he lost his debut against Ricardo Ramos, who is a good fighter.
Yep.
But it was competitive. It was a decision. I'm gonna go with Journey.
All right, I'm gonna stick with Domingo. All right, and to begin the prelims, we have we have Miles John, 10-0, going up against the 7-1 Mario Bautista.
Yeah, another great fight that I like. Mario Bautista is 1-1 in the UFC. He's got a submission loss versus Corey Sandhagen and a decision win last versus Jin Soo Sun on that same Korean card.
Okay.
Miles Johns comes from the Contender. He won his debut, a decision against Cole Smith. I'll go with that O.
Yeah, gotta go with the O.
Yeah.
All right. Then we have Alex Morono, 17-6, going up against the Kaitlyn Williams, 8-1.
Yeah, these are fun ones to call, man. You don't know, like...
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen.
These guys a little more experienced. Alex Morono, 6-2 in the UFC.
Wow.
Decision win last versus Max Griffin, who I like. And he's on 3 wins in a row in general. That's pretty good.
That is good.
Kaitlyn Williams on his debut, but he's got 6 wins in a row going for him.
Oof, I got to go with that, with only one loss.
Yeah.
Then we have in the women's flyweight division, Lauren Murphy, 11-4, going up against the 11-3, Andrea Lee. I think this could be an exciting fight.
I think this could be, fight of the prelims possibly, or the next one after this. Lauren Murphy, weird record a little bit. She was on the Ultimate Fighter 26,
yes,
and she's 3-5 in the UFC.
Yes. The thing I like about Lauren Murphy is that she has a struggle story. She was an addict, found MMA, and that was what helped her stay clean, and fought her way into the Ultimate Fighter, like you said.
Right.
Actually had a crazy victory in the UFC on the because she won her first fight in the Ultimate Fighter, but lost her second. But then came into the Tough Enough finale and won a big fight against a girl she was not supposed to beat.
Yeah. Absolutely. And, I mean, since then has had some bad luck. Took a string of losses. But last fight out was against Mara Barella, the up-and-comer, and she gets a TKO. So she's back on the upswing, Lauren Murphy here, and she's been in a lot of exciting fights and fought a lot of top challengers. I think... a lot of them 5 losses is because she was at bantamweight before the flyweight came around.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? We had a lot of girls that had bad luck up there.
I hear you.
Having to fight at bantamweight, Andrea Lee, 3-1 in the UFC. She's got a win. In her last 2 fights, she got a win over Montana De La Rosa. Significant.
Wow.
That was a good win.
I like Montana De La Rosa, too.
But last fight, decision loss versus Joanne Calderwood. Hard-fought loss, but Calderwood was better.
Yeah, Calderwood would just happen to be better that night.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that Andrea Lee was going to win that fight.
Yeah, I thought, before the loss to Calderwood, Andrea Lee was my next favorite to keep working her way up to Valentina.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see her continue that.
As
much as I like Lauren Murphy, I'm going with Andrea Lee.
As much as I think Lee would win this fight, I feel like Lauren Murphy is going to upset. I think she's in line for another TKO.
And that's why I think, a fight like this is like fight of the prelims.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Then the main event of the prelims, big fight, middleweight division, Trevon Giles, 11-2, going up against the 9-3, Antonio Orozo.
Yeah, because these are good fighters here, but, their last form is not great, not like the girls. You know what I mean? Right. So I think they're fight of the night. But Trevon Giles is 2-2 in the UFC. He got 2 nice wins, and then his last 2 fights, 2 guillotine losses.
Damn.
Zach Cummings and Gerald Mearshart. I mean, you lost for some decent dudes, and he lost both in the 3rd round, which is interesting to me, which kind of tells me more that he was gassed than because both are good submission guys, Cummins and Mearshart. For them to get a late submission, though, that tells me Giles was gassed.
But that also means that his cardio, like if you can weather the storm, you could probably take him in the 3rd round. So we'll see how they handle that.
Antonio Arroyo, contender, lost his debut decision versus Andre Muniz. Decent fight, though. So, I mean, both guys not great form. Both guys good fighters, though.
I got to go with Trevon Giles.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like them 2 guillotines, and I like the contender. I'm going Antonio.
All right. Then we're going to start off the main event with a banger.
Main card, rather.
Main card, yeah, excuse me. The main card with a banger here.
Yes.
Heavyweight division, my boy, the Black Beast, Derrick Lewis, 22-7 with 1 no contest, going up against the 14-7, 1 no contest, Ilir Latifi.
I had a lot of fun looking back through Derrick's record for this, researching and realizing how long he's been around doing it. Like,
he's been doing it for a little bit.
He has been around. 13-5 in the UFC.
Really?
He's got 18 UFC fights.
I did not know that. I would not have guessed that.
That blew me away. I was like, wow, we've been, enjoying him that long. Because I think, he was stoic for a while and didn't let his personality out. And once he did, then we all took notice.
Yeah.
We all know about some of the great things he's done, but I like to look at the last 2 or last 3 even. He was stopped by DC and Junior, but last fight with the comeback decision win versus Blagoy.
And going to a decision for Derrick Lewis is huge.
Well, that was the fortitude of Blagoy Ivanov. Yes. We know that.
Yeah, that's true. Know what I mean? Homeboy cannot be knocked out.
Because he took, a lot of knockout punches and kept coming.
Just kept moving forward.
But great win there for Derrick Lewis. I think the stoppage losses for, DC and Junior, I think, maybe Derrick Lewis just isn't the guy to hold the belt.
No.
Or maybe it just isn't his time yet. You know what I mean?
I think the thing for Derrick Lewis is, and to be honest with you, I said no, but I want to take this back because last fight against Blagoy, the reason why he was able to go 3 rounds,
his stamina was far better.
His stamina was far better, and you could tell he had clearly lost weight. And he lost most of it in the midsection. So
the improvements, what I mean? So I think it's just, not his time yet. He's making the strides to get there.
The greatest thing about Derrick Lewis to me is not his punching power, but his ability to say, I don't want to be on the ground anymore.
I'm done with this.
So I'm going to stand up. And then he does it. No fighter anywhere has that capability.
He's a heavyweight that can scramble like a flyweight.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's it. And is Ilir Latifi the guy we don't like because he does that thing where like he'll take his time to get up?
No, what, off the mat?
Yeah. Is that him or is that Yoel Romero?
That's Yoel Romero. Right, sitting on the stool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I always get that confused with those two guys.
Doing stupid stuff. Yeah. Latifi's the short dude with no neck.
With no neck.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ready for this fight.
No, I don't think so. As a light heavyweight, because this is his heavyweight debut.
What a debut, man.
He's
thrown in the lion.
He's 7-5 in the UFC. He's had some big wins against good names, and I think that's what earns him, a shot against Lewis. He's never, had a serious bad loss.
Yeah.
The last one was pretty good. Volkan Ozdemir beat him up bad.
But that's Volkan, man.
Yeah, I think, and before that he lost a decision to Corey Anderson. So he comes off 2 losses against top competition in the light heavyweight division. I don't think he's got nothing for Derrick Lewis.
I absolutely do not. I can't believe, I would have thought.
Latifi's a good wrestler, a good grappler. He's got good punching power, but he's real short and compact. He ain't getting inside Lewis's power and reach.
Exactly. Like I could see if you put him up. I could even see putting him up against a Greg Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Give Greg Hardy a nice veteran because he had a hard loss.
Yeah. Or even Blagoy.
Blagoy. Right? There's so many fighters, but I
think he'll beat up Latifi. Honestly, I think Blagoy will get Latifi.
I think most heavyweights are going to beat up Latifi.
I think. I'm hoping Derrick Lewis get a highlight reel knockout here in the first round, to tell you the truth.
I find it hard to believe that he wouldn't.
Yeah.
All right, in the featherweight division, Sadam Bekji, 13-2, going up against the 12-2 Dan Ige.
Dan Ige.
Ige? Is it Ige?
Contender.
Weird name.
Yeah. He seems like half Asian. When you look, if you look at his picture closely, he's definitely half a little bit.
Okay. Maybe Indonesian.
Yeah, some kind of Asian essence in there, but he's mostly white.
Okay.
Sadam Bekji, 6-2 in the UFC. I like this dude. Decision win versus Lamas. KO loss versus Josh Emmett last, though.
Oh, but Josh Emmett's a beast.
Yeah, I mean, with the win over Ricardo Lamas, you can't forget that Lamas was a title contender.
I like Ricardo Lamas.
Josh Emmett hit him with that jab, though, like a power jab, and then, knocked him down with a jab, and then ground and pounded him, KO'd asleep, too. It was bad.
Josh Emmett's just a beast.
Yeah.
I like that.
I know. Where are you, Josh Emmett?
He's hurt, remember?
I know. Come back already.
Seriously.
Dan Ige, contender, 4 wins in a row after a loss in his debut. His last 2 fights, wins versus Danny Henry and Kevin Aguilar, so not top competition for him yet. Bekji definitely fought the better fighters. So this is like, a middle-of-the-pack guy versus an up-and-comer,
Yeah, I'm going to go with Bekji.
Yeah, me too. I think his experience will tell.
All right, and then in the heavyweight division again.
I don't get this.
What?
This fight?
That being so high up?
This is ridiculous.
I don't get it. How is Derrick Lewis not
It doesn't make sense to me. I thought it was a
no.
mistake. I checked over and over. It's not a mistake.
Yeah, well, Juan Adams, 5-2, going up against the 3-1 Justin Tafa.
I think it's just because it's a high chance that one of these guys will go to bed early.
And maybe one of them's from Houston?
Maybe Juan Adams is, actually.
Maybe he's from Houston.
Now that I think about it, you might be right about that. Juan Adams from the contender is 1-2 in the UFC. I mean,
1-2.
If you got 3 fights and you lost 2 of them already in the UFC,
And you're third on the card.
I don't understand why you're fighting before Valentina when Derrick Lewis is friggin' 13-5 in the UFC.
I don't get it.
Even a little Latifi got 7-5.
Trevor Giles, the Lauren Murphy fight.
The ladies could be up here. I totally agree with that. That's
You got a dude who's 10-0, Miles John.
Why can't that be up here?
It's crazy. Sometimes it's weird, but hey, maybe we're gonna see a fireworks fight, and it's gonna make sense once it happens.
I don't know. Once you hear the stuff I got to say about him, contender Juan Adams, 1-2 in the UFC. Lost a decision to Aryan Bueller and them Greg Hardy hammer fists when he tried to take Greg Hardy down. That's Juan Adams' last fight.
Damn.
Single leg, hammer fists. I'm not going to do nothing but lay here and eat these.
Yep, I remember
Stupid.
that.
Justin Tafa made his debut against Jurgen de Castro, that poor bastard. And he got hit with that counter right hand on the step back and face down. And Jurgen de Castro probably going to fight Greg Hardy next.
Yeah.
And, Jurgen de Castro with some serious power. So we haven't seen a lot from Tafa. Maybe he can redeem himself. I'm hoping he can, to tell you the truth, because I don't like Juan Adams at all.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Justin Tafa after I just realized who he is.
He deserves to be there more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Finally, the co-main event, women's flyweight division, Valentina Shevchenko, the beauty.
Yeah.
Yo.
She looking great, right?
She looks amazing. Yo, when she is not fighting, she's a dime piece.
And when she puts that bit of red in her hair.
Oh, man, I love the red.
Did you see on the Instagram when she had that picture recently with the belt and the dress?
Yeah, and the dress. Yo, that's not. Yo.
With the sunset behind her?
I'm in love with Valentina
killing it, girl.
Shevchenko.
You killing it.
Will you marry me? And then teach me how to fight.
She's great.
Woo! 18-3, the champ going up against the challenger, 13-2, Kaitlyn Chu Kangs.
Oh, you said it right.
I did say it in
Kukajian around here. Valentina, 7-2 in the UFC. Undefeated at flyweight, obviously. Yep. 2 losses to Amanda Nunes at bantamweight. Means nothing.
Nope.
The biggest, her last 3, let's go over. Joanna, I think her biggest win.
Absolutely.
The devastating KO of Jessica I, and the decision win, the safe and veteran smart win against Liz Carmouche last fight out. Liz Carmouche wants a shadow box, let her shadow box.
Damn right. Damn right.
And I think those are the 2 telling fights, especially Jessica I and Liz Carmouche, because let's go to Kaitlyn Chu Kangs, 6-2 in the UFC. Her 2 losses come to Liz Carmouche and Jessica I.
Wow.
Okay. Last 2 fights, Maya and Calderwood, both decisions, and decision loss before that against Jessica I. That's how I got the title shot against Shevchenko. And, Kaitlyn Chu Kangs decision. All those 6 wins are all decisions. I mean, she never hurts any. I don't know if she's hurt any opponent ever.
So you're telling me the number 1 contender lost
to the last two people contenders
that the champion beat,
and didn't beat them to earn her way back up to title contention.
Who did she beat to earn the title contention?
We could have a safe fight for Valentina. She'd be smart to play that same game that she played against Liz. Chu Kangs got some long range striking. She is a good striker.
Okay.
I mean, however, I want to see her make a statement. And she has every ability to. These weak punches are nothing to her. She's a power striker. She could step right through the jab of Kaitlyn Chu Kangs and smash her with a punch.
She went up against Amanda Nunes and didn't get knocked out.
I don't see how this doesn't go first round stoppage unless Valentina wants it to be a safe victory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all day, easy peasy. Valentina Shevchenko.
Kaitlyn's gonna get messed up.
Yeah, man. If it's not an ugly beatdown, I'm gonna be disappointed.
If she surprises me and takes Valentina's belt, that would be the most shocking thing that I've seen in MMA in a long time.
Oh yeah, hugest upset in the only
shocking. I'll be flabbergasted.
It would be more of an upset than what's his name, Chris Weidman beating Anderson Silva.
Oh my God! Right?
It would be bigger than that.
It would be bigger than Matt Serra beating George St. Pierre.
Yeah. Wow. You know what though?
Because Matt had skills.
Yeah, but I feel like
Matt
Chris
had power
Weidman
punching.
was way lesser than Matt Serra. Matt Serra, there was a chance there.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Chris Weidman only won that fight because Anderson Silva, it was so big-headed that he didn't put his hand up. Right. He puts his hand up. He was dominating that
However,
fight.
there are ways, like when you're looking at the Weidman and Silva fight, you can say, okay, Weidman was a All-American wrestler. Perhaps that's an avenue that he can win in. Matt Serra, world champion BJJ guy, and power punching. Mm-hmm. Perhaps there's an avenue that he could beat George St. Pierre. But both fights, you're like, no way that these dudes guy can win. I do not see an avenue where Kaitlyn can get Valentina Shevchenko. She displayed a good ground game against Calderwood last fight. They did do some wrestling and some scrambles, but not the strength of Shevchenko.
Yeah, because Shevchenko is so strong.
Oh my God,
so beautiful.
I think Kaitlyn's in trouble, and that's not a biased opinion.
No.
Even though I'm very biased in women's MMA, I like Valentina. I'm a bigger fan of Valentina than I am of Amanda Nunes.
Really? Yeah. Even after what she did to
her fighting ability,
to Jermaine?
Yeah, the fighting ability of Valentina is top notch.
All right.
I think if the weight really wasn't such an issue, because she is much smaller than Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, of course.
If it wasn't an issue, if she was 10 pounds heavier, she would get her.
Okay. Hey, you never know.
I don't think anybody else has challenged her better.
Nobody has given Amanda Nunes the same challenge. I mean, Amanda Nunes was fighting not to lose.
Who believes in herself more than that too? She tried again.
Yeah.
Just because.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that she's not a bantamweight, knowing that she wouldn't stay at bantamweight, just a personal challenge.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody better than her.
And I think she stepped up to the challenge, man. That was that fight. Like I said, she had Amanda Nunes fighting not to lose,
right?
Not fighting to win.
Most impressive fighter to me, like in the UFC.
She's very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and now we have the main event, one of the most anticipated fights of the year. One of these fights that, like, when the gates close, you have no idea what's gonna happen.
I'm excited.
John Bones Jones, 25-1 with 1 no contest, going up against the undefeated 12-0 Dominic Reyes.
It's almost the same. I see avenues actually for Dom Reyes.
Yeah,
I do see avenues. They're slim avenues.
Very slim.
But I got a tickle about him.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm putting a check beside his name.
You picking Dominic Reyes?
I'm picking Dominic Reyes to beat Jon Jones. And I think the kid is super confident. I don't think it's fake.
I don't think it's fake
his
either.
confidence, I don't believe is fake. He is an athlete. He's not maybe the caliber that he claims himself to be. Jon has fought athletic guys. I think that he can figure out a little something, but the key is to get him early. The longer he's in the fight with Jon, I think the experience tells. You know what I mean? And Jon will figure out a way,
Exactly.
Adjustments like that doesn't come until you're deep in your fight career. Being able to make adjustments on the fly, and Dominic Reyes didn't show a great ability to make adjustments against Volkan Ozdemir. Didn't have a great decision there. You know what I mean? That was a close split decision, and I don't know. The KO versus Weidman. You can talk about why does he get a title shot. There's other guys that he should have fought.
Weidman is one of the most least impressive fighters that the UFC has ever bolstered. He had a quick little win streak, got the belt real quick on a I don't care what anybody says. A win is a win, but you got to win by a technicality.
Right.
And then you got it again, once again on a technicality.
On a sure technicality.
Yeah, like dude broke his leg.
A medical TKO.
Yeah, a medical TKO. But then as soon as you face someone who isn't even that good of a fighter,
right,
he pummels you.
Yeah, beat the hell out of you.
You got your ass kicked.
And then that dude loses to Michael Bisping.
And you think that's a fluke, and then he loses to every fighter he fights next.
Chris Weidman made it so Bisping could become famous at the end of his career to get that belt.
Exactly. So terrible. But here's the thing.
Bisping should thank Weidman.
I think Jon Jones is the thing that separates Jon Jones from
There's so
every
much
other
we
fighter.
could say about him. He's the best that ever did it.
But the thing that separates him is his fight IQ.
He has the ability to beat absolutely anybody.
Exactly.
So in order to beat him, you gotta come up with something different on the fly. It has to be on the fly.
Because here's the thing, and they've said it before, and I'll repeat it right now. When you walk into the octagon with Jon Jones, you don't know who you're fighting.
Right.
Are you fighting a wrestler?
You have to figure it out right then.
Yeah.
But then you have to make it up yourself from then too. That's the key, I think, from Jon. The only way to get him is to break his calm, and I don't. Has anybody ever fought more calm?
The closest thing I think he had to true struggle was the first fight against Aleksandar Gustafsson,
right,
where it was an all-out war.
I think he smartly fought Thiago Santos. That goes to a split decision, rightly so.
Yeah.
But I think that's more of Jon hanging back and being safe. Could he have done more to make that more clear? So. Absolutely.
Because why? Why
catch a power strike?
And Thiago Santos's legs were compromised. He could have just beat the crap out of those legs.
But he never, stopped throwing big head kicks and big punches. So why get hit with one of them?
Yeah.
I get that. Jon Jones 16-1-1 in the UFC.
And the one is in a loss.
The disqualification, against Matt Hamill, and the one no contest, which is within the last 3 fights here. I call it. He's got 3 wins in a row.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
Because I don't think a no contest, keeps your win streak going. Personally, I think that stops your win streak.
You
in my eyes.
Okay. Even though it was a devastating victory?
I don't care.
Okay.
It got changed to, it says NC in the books.
You
bro.
are absolutely
you know what I'm saying? And it forever will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care how bad he knocked him out.
Because he whooped DC's ass in that fight.
He did.
Yeah.
He definitely won that fight and whipped him at the end. But DC was fighting well.
He was fighting real well. He was
it was
in
a great
his face.
Rematch.
He was putting on the pressure. I just think that Dominic Reyes hasn't fought, and all his fighters have not been high level lightweights. He hasn't fought the top of the class.
I totally agree.
He didn't fight no DC.
I can't dispute any of that. But I got a feeling. I got a feeling about the kid. And I'm going to put my faith in it. And I won't lie. I'm being a biased journalist, and I don't like you, John Jones. I don't care.
Let me ask you this one question. Do you think,
and I probably never will.
Had he had to fight him before going up against John Jones, do you think Dominic Reyes could beat Daniel Cormier?
No, I don't think so.
And there it is right there.
Right.
If you can't beat Daniel Cormier...
Styles makes fights, though.
But John Jones is just as good of a wrestler as Daniel Cormier.
But I think he's more susceptible to a long punch than Daniel Cormier might be. It's I don't know. I see that left hand could possibly get him, and that's the only way you could beat John Jones. You can't call it like somebody has a formula to beat him.
And he's never even been rocked in a fight. John's never even been rocked.
There is no formula. But Dominic Reyes, I'm putting my faith on the kid to figure it out on the fly and come up with something, and and I want to see the drama of that. What the hell will it do to the UFC? It'll turn the mixed martial arts world on its head.
Absolutely.
So,
all right, let's bang out this ONE FC fight because we only got 4.5 minutes. ONE FC Warriors Code, February 7th at 5:30, and this is a featherweight Muay Thai World Championship prime card. Starting off in the featherweight division.
I think this is MMA here. This fight.
Which fight?
The first one.
Yeah, the first fight.
Featherweight MMA. Yeah.
Featherweight.
Yeah.
MMA.
The main event is Muay Thai.
Only the main event is Muay Thai. All the other fights are MMA. Featherweight Kim Jae-yoon going up against Koyomi Matsushima.
Debut for both men. We got a bunch of debuts here. Karate champion, 11-4 in MMA for Matsushima. Korean boxing champion Kim Ja-woon, 10-3 in MMA.
Oof.
It's a pick 'em, boxer versus karate.
Kim.
Yeah, I'm going with that boxing.
Flyweight division, Euro Sapotora versus Kwan Sichan.
Yeah, we got two guys that had one fight each. Saputra lost his debut. He's a wrestler. Sichan KO win in his debut. He's a striker. Going with Sichan.
Me too.
Because he's got to win.
In the lightweight division, Yuri Lapicus versus Marat Gafarov.
This is fight of the night. You heard it here for sure.
Yeah.
Marat Gafarov used to be the former featherweight champion. He lost twice only to Martin Nguyen. He's got 7 wins in the one championship and 2 losses. Martin Nguyen took the belt from him at featherweight. He's a Khabib-style wrestler with better submissions.
And this is which one?
Gafarov, Marat.
All right, well, I'm going
Yuri Lapicius debuting. 13-0, 13 finishes.
Wow. I'm going to go with the wrestler.
Yeah, I'm going with him too, the experience.
Middleweight division, Leandro Ataides.
That's exactly how you say it.
All right. Going up against Rainer de Ritter.
Yeah, Rainer de Ritter. 2-0 in the one championship, Rainer de Ritter. He got a Darce choke victory and knees to the head on the ground victory. Ooh. That was a good highlight. Leandro Ataides, he's been in the one for a while for 8 fights. He's 5-3. He's 3 wins in a row now. And he's a BJJ guy, but he's got decent striking too. He's a pretty good fighter. I like Ataides.
I like Ritter.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Ritter.
All right, and for the main event,
2-0,
featherweight Muay Thai championship. This is crazy. Dude just fought. Now he's fighting again.
Yeah.
Pech Morakat.
Good.
Pech Morakat. Pechi Indy.
Yeah, Pechi Indy.
Going up against Dietrich Sathian.
Is actually related to Petchdam from the last card.
Wow.
If you didn't notice the Pechi Indy.
Oh,
Dietrich.
I thought it was the same dude.
Dietrich is actually on his debut.
He's fighting for the title on his debut?
Because the featherweight division in Muay Thai is light.
Okay.
But this dude's no joke. He's 139-44 in 2 in Muay Thai. He's from Thailand. Pech Morakat, he lost in kickboxing. He had the featherweight title, but he lost to the dude Giorgio Petrosian, one of my favorites. He's got 1 KO since he switched to Muay Thai in his last fight, which was recent. He's 159-35-2 in Muay Thai. Pech Morakat.
I got to go with that guy.
Absolutely.
So there it is. There you have it. Quick little breakdown, 20-second breakdown. James Gallagher out of Bellator Dublin. Anthony Smith considered amputating his finger in order to be able to make a fist so he can continue fighting, but the healing process is going well. John Jones believes he could beat Miocic in the heavyweight division.
I agree.
Colby Covington wants a rematch against Kamaru Usman. Says he didn't break his jaw, even though he clearly did say he broke his jaw. Also wants to fight 50 Cent in a celebrity boxing match. Sanchez and St. Preux retroactive suspensions. And Zhang Weili leaves China to train in America due to the coronavirus. Macy Barber's brother, Wyatt Barber, is to sign to Bellator. And that's all we have for you. We'll see you next week in the Octagon.
Peace.
Have a good day.